And this is on CNTV Facebook right now?
YouTube.
The YouTube. Oh, I see. Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Markus Vähälä, greeting all of you around the world from Finland, representing Citizen Network and Strindberg Laboratory. I'm really glad to wish all of you Happy New Year, as this is the first live online get-together. It's very nice to see all of you joining us here live on Zoom. We will also stream this live to your social media group. So follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter as well. I would like to begin by telling that today we will go through your ideas for the festival 2022, discuss how we are going to proceed with our actions this year, and also go into the very nice event building Citizen Network together that we are having in couple of weeks time. Just to remind all of you to join live on Thursday, as well as we are meeting with Citizen Network TV producers online. So follow No Labels, No Walls social media and Citizen Network social media and the Strindberg Laboratory. It's very nice to see you, Michael and Mary. How are you doing and where are you at the moment?
Hello.
Hello, hello. We are good, tired. We are in Los Angeles. It's raining here a lot. So that's really, really nice for us. And what else?
That's pretty much it. We're excited to be here and Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone.
And Riku Turpeinen, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm trying to find a record company for my Finnish album, and it's starting to look very great. And I'm fine, and a Happy New Year for everyone.
Great to have you with us today, Riku. You've also created the No Labels, No Walls anthem, so let's share that on social media as well. A lot of content, you can find it from Citizen Network TV, all our No Labels, No Walls meetups, and the content from the festival can be watched from YouTube. So Citizen Network TV, I'll put the link into the chat, so we are streaming live there as well. Annele from South Africa, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Yeah, it's summer here, and it was about 30 degrees today. We just returned from summer break. We are excited to begin the year, and I'm excited with all of you. I'm excited about what this year holds for all of us, and hopefully I'll try my best to attend as many meetings as much as I can. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much for being here. My dream is to welcome you to Finland one day with us to celebrate, or to Los Angeles, or to Rome, where we have Emilio and everybody from the circus. How are you doing?
Ciao, ciao a tutti.
Hi.
Ok. Allora, qui a Roma sta facendo abbastanza freddo, però la situazione sicuramente sarà più tranquilla che non in Finlandia come freddo.
Here in Rome it's quite cold, but I don't think it's the same as in Finland anyways.
Sì, anche noi stiamo andando avanti con il lavoro, anche perché non vogliamo assolutamente fermarci, ma abbiamo vari problemi con il governo italiano in relazione al Covid.
We are going on with our work because we don't want to stop, even if we have some problems with Italian government due to COVID measurements taken to limit the spreading of the infections.
Per esempio, non è possibile fare spettacoli all'aperto e ci sono altre problematiche, però noi guardiamo avanti e guardiamo soprattutto in un senso positivo, cioè vogliamo realizzare nuovi spettacoli e nuove attività.
We cannot do any outdoor show or exhibition, but we want to look at the future and going on projecting new works and projects.
Excellent. And hope to see you one day, and let's all meet online as well. We have a new opportunity to link together on Slack, on Citizen Network Slack. So that's one opportunity for us to meet online every day. So this is a new thing for this year, as we are coordinating together with Strindberg Laboratory by Citizen Network. So we have new opportunities to meet every day. Very nice to see you, Leila. How are you doing? Are you able to unmute yourself, Leila?
Hello.
Now we can hear
Markus?
you. I'm fine, thank you. We have a lot of snow here in Finland. How about you there in the UK?
Oh, no. It's just cold.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Very nice to have you with us today, as we are talking about your ideas for the festival 2022. And let's go next to Neasley to Los Angeles. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, Neasley. Very nice to see you.
It's good to see you, everybody. What's going on? How's everyone doing? What's new?
That's just what we're talking about today, the new things coming for 2022. And from Neasley, I pass the microphone to Lasse. Welcome, Lasse. How are you doing, and Happy New Year?
Happy New Year to everybody, and I'm doing fine. I got Saturday my third shot, so I should stay healthy. And it has been a lovely snowfall here in Helsinki. And I'm very interested what this new year will bring us to us all.
Very nice to have you with us, Lasse. You've been with us since the beginning, as is Kevin, who is approaching us from New Haven, near New York, from United States. Welcome, Kevin. How's life? I saw you on TV in NBC, wasn't it so? You had a program on. Unfortunately, we cannot hear you at the moment. So just to remind you to connect with Kevin and everybody in Musical Interventions and linking up with the Music Beyond All Borders network. I will also post the link of the new small documentary about musical intervention there on chat. But when you get your microphone on, then
how's that? Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect. How are you, Kevin?
Still setting up, but otherwise, hey everyone, happy new year. So I hope everyone's well. We had some snow, but it just turned to slush like overnight. It was something to be seen, but I'm happy to be here, happy to see everyone, and hope everyone is staying bright and healthy.
Great to have you with us today, and hope to hear some music this year coming from musical interventions. There's exciting things happening, and exciting things happening in No Labels, No Walls as well. So Michael, I will pass the microphone to you. Let's talk about what is new and what is happening this year.
So this year it's so this year is Omicron year. Just kidding. So what we were thinking for everybody is because of this uncertainty, right? Like for Strindberg Laboratory, we started kind of think like Emilio, I'm sure others, in person after the Delta wave, and then Omicron happened, and now we're kind of having to go virtual again, which is hard for theater and culture and arts, especially, I'm sure everybody else as well. So from that being said, what we thought when we were coming back is, this year kind of start planning on what we kind of have to create together. And then when we have that opportunity, then we're able to do it and to come together. So for that being said, we wanted to start with this Padlet, and then I'll talk about what Strindberg Laboratory is thinking about and its theme, because the theme of what we're trying to do for this year's festival and next year's festival, hopefully, which will be in person, is getting to know you. A lot for the last 3 years, we've had a lot of people presenting what they've done, but the thing that we're kind of searching for is how do we get people to get to know one another through what they're doing. And that's always the missing part. I can show what I'm doing, but then how do we get it where other people also show, and we kind of collaborate together. So that being said, Markus, can you put the Padlet up, and then we can go through one by one. And then I'll start with Strindberg, and I'll read off the stuff, and then we'll go one by one. And just take a moment, think about what do you need to create? What do you have to create? And what do you want to create? And then what do you want to have others create with you? Those two big questions, because that's something that can be worked on, thought upon throughout this year, even if we do some of it virtually. Okay, so the first question is, how can we create a world without walls and labels? So before we get into that, I just want to talk about the Strindberg Laboratory and what we're thinking about, what we have to create. And one of the things we have to create for Strindberg is transformation. So our big theme for this year for Strindberg and probably next year is transformation. So it's either taking a public space and transforming into something else. It's transforming a place with sound, with art, with movement, and then seeing how that affects the audience and how that transforms them. I'll give you an example of an event that we did before Omicron, which was the Getting to Know You game and Invisible Theater. The Getting to Know You game went to public places like the Hollywood and Highland, Griffith Park, etc. And we transformed these places through a game called Getting to Know You into a place where people actually communicated with one another and actually shared with one another stories to questions that we asked them. So that was the theme of transformation. And also we had the audience reciprocate that and transform. And we were able to do that at multiple times, I think in the fall of last year. Okay, so that being said, I just want to go one by one. And
You didn't tell what was the
What?
invisible theater.
oh, and then the invisible theater, we did transformation in public spaces on forgiveness, the theme of forgiveness and what it really takes to forgive one another. It's not just obviously it has to be it's a very difficult thing, and it's the first step to that we believe is the first step to actually coming together is forgiveness. So that being said, I want to go into what does it, and it kind of actually goes to the first question. So what will it take to build a world without labels and walls? And we already put down transformation. We already put down getting to know one another and the game that we did. Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else that has a thought or an activity that would, how can we create a world without labels and walls that they want to start building towards as part of their need and having to create something, an event or an action? Kevin, do you have something in mind, or Measley, Emilio? Like, what do you want to create that can bring about a world without labels and walls? Could be invisible theater, getting to know you, music, it could be anything. But what do you have to create? Because I feel like with all these obstacles and adversity, we really got to get to what do we have to do? Because that, nothing can stop us if we have to do it. Kind of like Amelia was saying. Anybody?
Ok, grazie Michael.
Hey.
Intanto sono felice di rivedere tutti, insomma, voi. Allora, abbiamo alla fine di settembre abbiamo preparato un piano, di settembre 2021, abbiamo preparato un piano per un nuovo spettacolo, e tutto quello che ci stava suggerendo è stato fare uno spettacolo sul tema della libertà, e penso che sia una delle situazioni più importanti, naturalmente, perché se diciamo al di là di muri, al di là di etichette, vuol dire avere almeno un certo tipo di libertà da poter usare. Scusa, non mi sono fermato. Scusa.
First of all, I'm happy to see you all again. At the end of September 2021, we made new plans for a new show about the subject of liberty. And I think this is very much important also for the topic you were talking about, because of course, without walls and without labels also means liberty and freedom.
Quindi una parte di questo lavoro o anche magari lo spettacolo intero potrebbe essere una proposta per il festival di quest'anno.
So a part of this show, or hopefully the whole show, can be a proposal we do for this year's festival.
And Emilio, where would you do the show? Would it be in a public space, or where are you planning on doing it?
Ok, negli ultimi anni sto lavorando sempre per fare lo stesso spettacolo sia all'aperto che al chiuso.
In the last years, I've been working to do my shows both outdoor and indoor.
Ok.
Anche questo spettacolo, che si intitola Il rituale della libertà, lo faremo sia all'aperto che al chiuso.
So also this new show, which is named The Ritual of Liberty, will be both outdoor and indoor.
Fantastic. That's great, Emilio. That'd be perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. And Markus, are you able to write that on the Padlet? I'm making notes myself.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Markus, are you writing that on the Padlet though, as well?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then I'll write it later. No problem. Okay. Thank you so much. Kevin, what are you thinking? Like, what do you have to create? What is your need? Like, what is your thing that no matter what happens, you have to create this thing? And it could be on the theme of the no labels, no walls, breaking down those barriers, or what do you have to create?
So first off, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So second, I think if we are able to like break such barriers involving, you know, in order to get to know them, I think it's worth addressing those barriers, whether it's a communal or if it's anything like unwritten, you know, whether it could be just backgrounds or just such and such classes, and it can be anything. Once that's addressed, not to say go straight to the heart of it, but and not even to dance around it too, but it's worth speaking in a way that both parties are able to agree and not feel alienated. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, absolutely. And with your music is something that could do that. So is there a song, is there an event that you guys want to create that you kind of have to have, like you have to do in a way to break down barriers or to break down walls or any other themes?
It can be a legitimate it can be an icebreaker, honestly.
Okay.
Whether it's creating, if it's a song that we recognize that we could, like, I don't know, possibly do like a cover, like we did years ago. Musical Intervention did the rooftop collab, which was they sang the song Lean on Me. They got up to 100,
that's right.
They got to up to 100 people singing on the rooftop, and that was just people in the neighborhood. So if we were to do something like that again or something different, because honestly it was taxing just to get everybody together, including the town, so it would have to be a bit scaled back. That's
okay.
Thankfully with technology it can be done.
Muted, Leila. Yes, they mute me.
They've muted you.
Yes.
Okay. So that sounds great, Kevin. Something to think about, but whatever your real need is, whatever you really have to create, think about it, because that's going to be something that even if we can't do it in person this year, we can build towards it next year. So really think about what you have to do, you know, what you have to do. But thanks, that sounds great. The music idea sounds fantastic. Neasley and then Riku. Neasley, what are you thinking? Like, I know you're busy with everything, but what is something that you kind of, for this year, or once you're able to do stuff in person, that you want to start building about, you know, breaking down barriers or transformation or whatever your need is?
So thinking about that, so what I've been thinking about is what is sort of like what's behind the labels and the walls? Like what is the force that drives labels? What is the force that drives that wedge that separates people? And that's kind of like the conversation we've been having, me and a group of people from an entity called Adventist Peace Fellowship. And it's really looking at what is, and so one of the things we've come to the point of recognizing is it's the concept of whiteness that demand, it's like, it's this evil of whiteness is betterness that requires everything else, like all other, to be less.
So you're talking about like colonialism, like
it's colonialism, but it's more than colonialism, right?
Okay.
It's more than that, because yeah, it's colonialism, but then what does it look like in different spaces? Like, okay, today the celebration is the celebration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s, right? And so it's like, how do we create a space of understanding? Like, what does that look like? What, to me, keep telling people, yeah, I don't know. It's like, to me, keep telling people we're the same, all men are created equal. It doesn't work, and it's not working, and it's never worked. Right? And so then the question is, why do people need to create these labels? And then, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think a fantastic event could be is if we can create a space, and this could be also virtually, you know, not virtually, but in person, but building towards it, that is what you want to see. And that could be powerful. So either it's a space that has a space of understanding, it could be a space of however you want to make it, and then you design this space.
Or it's a mind space.
Or a mind space. But it could be, instead of the, it could be what you want it to be. And I think that could be powerful. Just an idea of what you're saying, because we were thinking about something similar. Transforming a space into a space of understanding could be pretty powerful.
Because when you visualize it, it's maybe it becomes people who don't really even recognize it, it becomes more concrete. So
yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I just really haven't had time to really think about what it would look like, because working on so many different things, but it is a conversation that we're having. Actually, I will put on the website a conversation that's actually happening later on today, that if anybody here can join, would be really worth your while to join.
What time is it?
They are in the evening. I'll try to send it to Michael, and Michael, maybe you can upload it.
I'll upload it. And just think about, Neasley, for next meeting, what that space would look like. Because again, this is something that we can build towards the next festival, because I think the space of understanding could be very, very powerful. So just think about what would be in it. What would you like to be said? What questions would you like to be asked? How would you like the audience to interact with you, or the participants interact with you, etc.? Okay? But fantastic. That's a great start. Riku, what do you have to create over the next year or two? What is something that Riku wants to create?
Well, I have been thinking about this concert that I would like to book on the Savoy Theater, Finland here. And it's a big thought, but eventually I don't survive from it alone. I need your help, and I would like people to have virtual concerts around the world, coming from screen, and then also the bands and artists doing their show at the stage.
So like a musical collaboration, you want to build a musical collaboration?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. It's a great idea, Riku. Fantastic.
Yeah. And Taiteen Sulattamo is already with us on that, and I'm meeting hopefully Evelina this week around.
Right. And that could go with Kevin also with the music. That could be fantastic. Yeah. Okay, great, Riku. Layla, what do you have to create this year? What is something that you want to create this year?
What do you want me to do?
It's up to you. You got to think about what you have to do.
Or what you need to do. What is what is really what you want to do?
Oh dear, I don't know.
And if you don't know, that's okay. Just think about it. It's just really about what you have to create, what you need to create, and then we can kind of start forming. So just take your time and think about it. We're going to move on. And then if you think about it, you get an idea, let us know. Glenn, how are you today?
Hello, everyone from England.
Hey, Glenn, good to see you.
You as
So
well.
our question is because of the Omicron and because of all this variables, what we're really trying to center on for this year is kind of what do we have to create together, and what do you need to create personally? And that will be then kind of this way we're going to start building this actions around the world. So Glenn, for you, despite adversity, despite shutdowns, what would be something that you or whoever, your people or work with would want to create that could then transform yourself and transform others?
The power of connection. Connecting with others.
And that's perfect. And how would you want to connect with others? Like, how would you create something that would allow that to happen?
I'm a peer support leader in England. I lead peer support. Just 1 second, sorry.
It's okay.
I lead peer support in England. So it's about, I'm working with the leader of the council where we are. So I'm reverse mentoring him. So instead of him leading me, I'm leading him in the experience of people with mental health and learning disabilities and autism. I've got autism and personality disorder. So it's about me mentoring him for him to understand the world of disability, about learning about the struggles that people with mental health and learning disability experience on a daily basis, so we can bridge the gap between services and people and communities. It's about explaining to the professionals in power that not to help us. Helping doesn't help us, helping hinders us. When anybody comes to help us, all that does is a barrier and gets in the way. It's about enabling people to help themselves for love, care, compassion.
So why don't you think about the next couple weeks, what is an event that you could create? Sounds like your need is about enabling people to help themselves. That could get a group of people together that would actually show that. And then that way we can get to know what you're doing. And then also they would also get to know what we're doing, because I'm sure self-empowerment is going to be a theme of getting to know you. Yeah. So would that be okay the next week or so, or coming weeks? And then there's a Padlet on the chat and you can add that. And we'll talk about that. Markus will talk about that more after we're done. But that could be a powerful thing. How people helping themselves for events.
I'm looking to work with Markus.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And that also goes, I'm sorry?
Me and Glenn, we have a dream this year during one of our citizen fests called Festival of Debate in May and June. We will start a new network around peer support. So we are calling all people around the world interested in people helping themselves to come together, and hopefully me and Glenn can bring this network to No Labels, No Walls Festival.
Oh, fantastic. And maybe the network then can put on an event for the festival, because that could be maybe a launching. So there's an actual event. That'd be great, Markus. Riku, hold on 1 second, because I want to make sure we get to everybody before we go back. Benjamin, how are you, sir?
Yeah, hello, everybody. Yeah,
hey, Benjamin.
Yeah, I will be back in a second. I will just put my cool T-shirt just a moment.
Okay, no problem. Take your time.
Riku, what did you want to say?
Yes, I just wanted to say that this concert I'm planning would be exclusively mental health concert.
Okay, fantastic. I'll add in the notes.
Yeah, so hello everybody, and here is my amazing shirt. Maybe
love wins, not wings. I love it. I love it, Benjamin.
Yeah, then you can look my back. Can you see my back?
Don't turn your back on animal suffering. I like it. So we already know, Benjamin, we already kind of know what your theme's going to be. So here's the question.
Yes.
For transformation, for getting to know you, right? And getting to know others. What is your need to create something that could transform yourself and transform others? What would be an event that you want to, or something that you want to create?
Yeah, I guess like the new thing is that now I'm going to start going to schools and lectures and everything. So yeah, and of course, I've been to the TV and people are interested in podcasts and stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to, and yeah, of course, like I'm in TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, I'm now just trying to get the message out to as many people as possible. Because yeah, that has been.
So in the next couple of weeks, Benjamin, what we want you to think about is, what is it like when you go to a school? What would be an event that you could create that could bring your transformation, whether it be about how people think about animals, it could be about how people also think about humans, because there's a correlation, right, between animals and humans, how we treat others, and then to create an event that actually has that we could then share with the no labels. So you don't have to answer now, but like all these kind of different places now you're going, think about some kind of event or creation that you want to create that would be a transforming experience. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I have like, I think the transforming experience, like, I think of course it's a individual journey in a sense, because yeah, like the message that I have is about personal transformation, and like yeah, I will post it here. Like, I think it's just about like, so yeah, I post this. This is the documentary that I watched. You can watch it for free from thisnationearth.com. It's this documentary called Earthlings, and I think it really opens it well. Like my message is of course of empowerment. Like, of course, being vegan is really empowering because you don't cause suffering to innocent beings, and I guess just getting the message out that, I guess the problem is that people are like that, I won't change because the system isn't changing, but I think we have to take a hold of ourselves and like, yeah, we can, everybody can be vegan, and I guess I try to communicate that to people.
Yes, Markus.
So Benjamin, I've seen you on TV and on newspapers constantly, and in one of the articles you were visiting farm animals. So this kind of places exist around the world where people could go and visit these kind of places and then share these experiences when they sort of the transformative experience
that'd be great,
meeting with animals and then somehow expressing those feelings and
that'd be
ideas
fantastic.
coming from there. Just an idea.
Yeah, like these, you have them around the world. I don't know if you're familiar with animal sanctuaries, but these are places where farmed animals are being saved, and they will live the rest of their life without like being killed for meat or eggs or dairy. So yeah, these are good examples, and of course, yeah, I wish that like everybody here would watch this documentary. It's only 1 hour and 30 minutes, so yeah, it's a tough watch, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's if you consume animal products, I think it's really good to know that it's not right, or like, yeah, we can morally justify it. So yeah, I guess I'm yeah, and for me it's pretty clear what I will do for the rest of my life. So until the world is vegan, I have a mission. So, yeah.
Well, Benjamin, that sounds great. And I think the farm animals sharing their experience, maybe getting others to visit farm animals, could be a powerful event. So just think about a physical or some kind of action that we could kind of do for the festival that's transformative, like you were saying.
Yeah, of course, like, yeah, one more thing that I will, yeah, I'll be glad to, as I will be talking everywhere, and I won't charge. It's free of charge because animals are the most important thing. So yeah, I would be more than happy to give speech in this festival, or if you have any other ideas, I'm happy to.
Sure, I think a physical something, an event, something that would transform. So just think about it, and we'll get back. But it sounds fantastic. Where We're very, yes.
Yeah. Actually, I will leave soon because we are going to make our university vegan, so we have to write some stuff. So
No
yeah,
problem.
I don't know when is the next meeting. I will always keep you updated. I will pop by.
Thank you.
Is that the next meeting? When is it?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that at the end of the meeting, but
Okay,
we'll
okay.
post it.
So let me know and watch the documentary. I will be
All
more
right.
than- And take care and all the best. And thanks.
Thanks, Benjamin.
Yeah, bye-bye. All the best.
Anel, hi, Anel. I just wanted to ask you the same question. What do you think that you kind of have to create that's transformative personally, but also transformative for others?
Thanks for the opportunity. I mean, this is my first meeting, so I haven't had time to think through
That's okay.
what you guys are discussing. But just to say, I mean, I'm from Cape Town in South Africa, and South Africa is one of the most unequal society in the world. And our work as a collective is to raise awareness and transform that society. And pretty much everything we do, the music, the videos, the interventions that we do on a regular are about that kind of work. So we will discuss as a collective, and then perhaps in the next meeting we can put forward some ideas. But the point for me is that the world is not just, and it's important that we bring about justice. And if we can do that through art in a joyous and joyful way, then for sure, let's go for it. We have some broad ideas of what we want to do in this year. And hopefully some of those activities can lend us, to those parts of the world, whether it's in US or Finland, and then because we also think we have to proactively and purposefully work towards bringing the network strong, but at the same time be serious about solidarity. And sometimes we view these online activities as also a wall in some ways, because majority of the people of the world cannot access, are not able to be on these platforms. And for us, we think it's important that we don't ignore some of those things that we think are obvious.
Yeah, and one of the things that we went to Colombia and we saw this Comunidad 13, which was one of the most impoverished communities in Colombia, and they transformed their community with street art. And one of the things that we were thinking of doing is there's been barriers placed on people in camping on public parks. And so one of the things that we were thinking of is how do we transform those barriers into places of discussion? Instead of it just being some kind of militarized zone where the homeless are not welcome. And that might be one of the events we're still thinking of how to do it, that we can do in Los Angeles in a public space that could be a transformative experience. And then Anel, if you have something similar or different that's transforming your community, bringing awareness about inequality through art, I think that could be really great for the festival. And then when you guys think about it, there's a Padlet that you can add that to the ideas, and we can develop it.
Is that the link to the Padlet?
I don't think so. That's the YouTube channel.
Oh, I see.
That's the Sounds
now-
of the South YouTube channel, so you can listen to Annel's band.
All right.
And now, what do you think of that idea?
No, it sounds great, and of course we'll think through and see what we can do that is appropriate for our local here.
Fantastic. All right, thanks so much. Last but not least, then I'm going to turn over to Markus.
Did Lasse?
Lasse, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? The same question. I don't think I need to repeat it. So what are you thinking about?
I'm thinking that I just might use my time to some creative writing about thoughts, ideas, reasons, and maybe trying to keep it short enough to be pleasant to be read and long enough to be meaningful, since I think our moment simply does not have any longer writings what people could read on their own time and stop thinking about the message.
You know, one of the things that we kind of also in our first festival was about sound. Now, sound can transform a room, transform people, etc. So maybe on your writing, you can think about maybe creating a space where you share your writings and then others also share their writings on a similar theme or topic. And then we can also record that, because that would be transformative, because you're taking an empty space and then transforming it with sound, with words, with writing. What do you think about that?
That might work.
Perfect. So we're gonna write for Lasse, and just think about it in your mind.
The website.
Yeah, I saw that.
Think about creative writing space event that you want to create, and what that would look like. How would you invite people? What would you like to occur with you and the audience? Just think about that in the coming weeks, and then we can continue to develop it. That being said, we have about 10 minutes. I want to make sure I turn over to Markus. Markus, also, what do you want to create? Same question for you, and then also any last minute stuff that we want to go over.
Before Glenn, I just want to put my 2 pennies in, and to mention that I'm really intrigued with that idea of transforming spaces. In my head, I would go into the Lapinlahti Mental Hospital this year and do my action there. Probably I'm interested in linking Citizen Fest festivals into our festivals, and hoping to look for parallel events coming before and after and during our No Labels, No Walls festival. This might be very interesting opportunity to link people, but in my heart, No Labels, No Walls is art and culture. So probably this would be something that I would like to work with.
Do you want to talk about the Citizen Fest coming up, and then also about our next meeting?
Sure, but Glenn, go ahead. You have something in mind.
No, I thought about the writing and what you've just been saying. Absolutely brilliant. The most powerful thing that I've found within peer support is people's stories. People love to hear about people's stories, and a space where people's stories are, a place where people can write, therapeutic, where people can evolve, where people can change, poetry, pictures, artwork, any form of creativity. Because what I found that mental health problems are your creativity going stale within a person. That's what creates mental illness. So the more that we can be creative one another, even now we're being creative, sharing each other's ideas, that's what mental health's about. That's what well-being is. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. And we are working with Glenn, creating Citizen Network together. And this is an event happening in a couple of weeks, from the last day of January until the 2nd of February. And this is an opportunity for No Labels, No Walls people to meet new people and invite them to our group and to our festival. We are having 3 days, one in America, one in Europe and Africa, one Asia Pacific. So feel free to join this free event and register today from Citizen Network website. And why this is important is that We are planning for building connections and building the second stage of Citizen Network. Exciting things are happening this year. We have 800 people and 200 organizations in our network, and we are also building a cooperative movement together to support this action. We are collaborating with Eberswalde University for Sustainable Development this year, and they are hosting this event. So please join, and they will facilitate us through very interesting workshops where we can learn new skills that help us in creating a world with no labels and no walls. It is also an opportunity to get to know a little bit better what is happening in Citizen Network. We have open sessions with very interesting topics that are based on an area, for example, what is happening in Australia, but also thematic. For example, Michael will tell what is happening in Citizen Fest network, so networks of similar events like No Labels, No Walls festivals. So just to remind you to register so you can get an invitation to join us. So that's the event that is very important. I will post again an invitation for this event on No Labels, No Walls Facebook group. And please remember to get an updated news about No Labels, No Walls and other Citizen Network action this year. Join Citizen Network for free from the join page from Citizen Network. We are meeting next time in February after this event on 14th of February. It's a Monday, the same time, but a new channel. So we are also rebuilding our communications for 2022. So just to remind you to check out the Zoom address that we will post there on our Facebook page, on our website, and on our social media. So Michael, any last words before?
Yeah, it was, do you want to talk about so for the festival, we're going to try to do some of these events, however much we can do for the festival, but really because it's probably mostly going to be virtual because of the situation, it's hard to build things right now in communities unless we can do it at that point. We'll be then going for the following year, like the finale or the getting together of these events. So this is a thing that we can really develop. So when we do these events, it can have impact not just on the people that participate, but on us because we put, obviously our thoughts and minds in it. That being said, is there any, and that will be in the fall. Markus, are we going to have a date for that? You think in February, or do we already have that?
Yes, we will meet each other February the 14th. Is it the Valentine's Day?
Yes. It is.
So love and understanding will get us together 14th Monday.
Does anybody else have any final thoughts? Emilio, Kevin, Glenn, any questions about what we're doing, what we're trying to do? Any questions at all?
Avevo appena scritto solo questo, se più o meno il periodo in cui si potrebbe fare il festival.
Yes, I have just this question I had just written in the chat, and it's when do you think the festival will take place, at least the period of time?
And the last thing, stavo pensando che sarebbe bello per noi anche fare dei laboratori sempre sul tema della libertà.
And also one last thing, I was thinking would be nice for us also to do some workshops always about the topic of freedom and liberty.
I think Emilio, based on what we're doing in Los Angeles, right now in Los Angeles, everything is shut down because of the Omicron. It's like what it was 2 years ago. It's going to take a little bit of time, especially for culture and arts, to get the trust back from the audience to participate in kind of like these kind of events, not just sitting with the mask on. So what we're thinking, Emilio, is we would do something smaller in the fall. That would be something maybe that you're doing in Italy that we could broadcast, and that could be kind of a what's it called, a beginning step of the following year where we will meet in person. And hopefully this whole thing will die down, because I just don't see it being possible to build something on the ground right now because of how long it takes. Does that make sense? We were hoping before Omicron that we actually could do that in the fall, something in person, but now with Omicron, it you know, for us in LA, we probably won't even get started in participatory theater for another 2 to 3 months if everything goes well. Does that answer your question, Emilio?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it sucks, but that's the way it is. Yeah. Hey, Glenn. Yeah.
What would really help me? Again, I feel so much better now coming on. I know I struggle to get on, but connecting with like-minded people such as yourself has really envisioned me, has really made me well. I feel really, really, really mentally well. What I would like, and I don't know about other people around the world, I would like a forum where I could come on at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where people just could naturally talk to each other about this sort of thing instead of waiting a period of time. I personally need more connection, and sometimes I feel a bit lost out of it. And that's not because nobody's done that to me. Sometimes it's just because I feel disconnected to this. So being on here has just showed me again how much I need it, not only for myself, but also for my family, for my relationships. I'm a carer for people with mental health problems. So I know from this call also, I'm going to be a better carer for them. So it's meeting a need in me. And I'm just wondering out there in our community, because we haven't got a community, I'm wondering if there's other people like me would want to connect that way.
Yeah, I think there's a Stay Up Late that we're connected to in Scotland that's all about actually over certain at night, people connecting through music. That would be perfect for what you're saying. I also think that it sounds like it's a great need to have continual communication with people. That could be one of your events. Maybe, Glenn, you want to do a marathon of people connecting to one another and having a space. That could be your event. Yes. So what we want to get at everybody, and at least for us, why we're bringing this up is because of the adversities and because of all the stopping and starting for us as theater people, it's very difficult. So we really got to really want it in order to make it happen, right? So that's why think about, yeah, that's right, Lucas. So really think about what you have to create. And I think if you have to create it, you will create it, and we can create it together for our festival. All right. So that being said, yeah, February, we're all going to meet. Please just think about it. And then we're going to keep developing this. And then we're going to hopefully have something that we can do in October. And then we can then parlay that into the following year in person. All right, Markus, any final words?
Like Michael said, so next time, create a small introduction to your action, and we will collect those actions, and also you can share it before the meeting in our Facebook group, for example. And like Glenn mentioned, if you join Citizen Network, we will invite you to Citizen Network Slack, and that's another opportunity to meet online and with like-minded people. But remember to use our Facebook group. It's always on, so please post what is on your mind, what is happening. So let's link people together. And have a wonderful week. Remember, on Thursday, Citizen Network TV meetup. and also the Building Citizen Network Together event in 2 weeks. And on Valentine's Day, 14th of February, we'll meet again. Same time, but new address. Thank you, everybody, and have a lovely week.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.